Hello, I'm Nicky Summers. How are you?
Very well, my dear. So, welcome to the show. Sorry, my eye is a bit messed up, but it is what it is. I feel a bit self-conscious about it. What do you think?
No,
Is it
it's
much?
fine.
It's fine? Cool. Look, I'm doing these conversations as a way to talk on your personal experience on, the music industry, which is a journey that you've embraced.
Yes.
And I want you to tell us about, that journey. How many years? When did you start? How did you start? What's your sound? I mean, just yeah, tell us about, London and
Okay. I started, I started in 2018, early 2019. 2018, I was inquisitive. 2019, I really went out and decided, okay, I need to learn how to do this properly. And when I say do this, I mean DJing. Because I was working in radio as a co-host on Represent Radio. I love my Represent Radio family. And I still got so many friends from working there and building relationships with people. And then they had a pre-rec room, which is where you can go and pre-record a show, but they also had decks in there. So once I had my lessons, my 4 or 5 lessons that I had from a friend who taught me how to play, I then continued going to Represent Radio using the pre-rec room to practice. I remember, I think even some of the live sessions that I recorded on Instagram are still on my Instagram reel thing from where I first started. Yeah, I actually haven't listened back in a long time, so that's kind of scary. But I'm sure it'll be good. But
good. I like the confidence. Very important. What sound did you embrace first, and how did you become such a go-to name in the London scene first, probably, and then elsewhere, because you kind of had a bit of a fast rise in the game and became very recognized very quickly, actually, given that you started 2018, 2019.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
So the sound that I play electronic dance music on a whole. But predominantly I am known for playing amapiano.
Okay.
But before that I was playing deep house,
right.
Afro house. And then I was just really captivated by amapiano, so I just continued to play it throughout every set that I played. And because the sound was growing and it was new, that also brought the attention to a lot of people, and everybody likes new things,
Sure.
So once that sound was elevating and kept moving, I was just getting booked for it, which is great. I love that because I was able to showcase the sound. I was able to meet people and travel with it as well. So amapiano has changed my life. It's an incredible genre, and the people behind it are also incredible.
Do you say that politically to be nice, or you actually mean it?
No, the people that I have met are incredible.
The people she has met are incredible.
Yes, yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. Not everybody can say that.
No, exactly.
Well, not just about amapiano, by the way.
No, in every genre, in every field, there's a villain. You're never a hero to everybody, and that's okay.
That's true.
But when you put so I'll start with this. When you put your foot down, and because as we all know, men predominantly run the promotion game, especially in London, and there's always heavily dominated male lineups. It's like they don't know that women exist.
No, they do.
They do,
but
because they want to gauge other things from women other than the fact that they have talent. So
speak facts, girls. Speak facts. Facts are facts.
So when this is happening, you have to. People will call you a diva. People will say you're a bitch. People will not want to rebook you. But
why? Because you have standards.
Because you have standards, you have work to do. It's not about anything else. I want to come here and play. I want to show people that I can play and show people that music is good, not just the music that you're used to. I want to put you onto new songs.
Sure.
And I want to build a community that also appreciates the songs and the music that I'm playing.
Sure.
But that can be compromised quite a lot when you have promoters that have very narrow vision. Yes, yeah.
So, all right. When you came with this idea to introduce the listeners to a new sound and to your sound, pretty much, What was the reception? Was it an open arm situation or what was up?
Again, not everybody wanted to hear Amapiano. Like, it was very much, could you just play for 20 minutes, or could you play for 30 minutes, or the other DJs arrived here earlier, can you just like wrap this up now?
Wow.
Got that so much. And mainly just obviously the crowd not knowing. I feel like as promoters, you should kind of give a teaser. Like, people are doing that a lot these days, where they're giving a background on the DJs that they're bringing through.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting point, because Nicky comes from this new generation and she's dealing with obviously the new promoters, or actually some of them are not so new. They're just older guys, but they're just changing the way they operate in business, I guess, as well. Tell us a bit about that.
And
Please
a lot
continue.
of them are actually stuck in time as well.
Yeah,
like
guys and girls. It's not just, a gender thing,
yeah. So I think it's really important. I also saw, I'm going to dip in and out of this, but I also saw on a TikTok video earlier today that someone was really disappointed with the Major League show that happened on Friday and Saturday at Coco.
Really?
They were disappointed because they expected Amapiano. But now, if you looked at the flyer before you went to the party and saw names you didn't recognize, I personally think I would just use my brain and Google or go on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you use, to see, okay, who is Sin City? Who is Clayo? And I would see who these people are.
Yeah, but that's tricky, because as a fan of music, you expect your artist to play the music that you know them for, right? And so I think as well, maybe on the promotion side of things, it was probably intentional not to actually say it was an Afro House night, to probably maybe piggyback off of the crowd that already knows them for their Amapiano. Which, in a way, I think people might feel like they were betrayed, but I think it's a good thing, because people need to understand that these sounds are completely interconnected. And every time I tell people, well, I love Amapiano and I played, not all Amapianos, of course, whatever. I like Amapiano. I want to fucking play it in my sets if I feel like it. Oh, come on, you shouldn't. Afro House and Amapiano is not the same thing. Bro, I don't care.
It's the same family, actually.
The same family. It's, it is music, three-step, all of that, same shit.
Yeah.
I don't care. Stop limiting us, stop limiting the creatives. And I think that, somebody was asking me, for example, what did I think about, Major League DJs getting into the Afro sound? And I said, okay, there's two. This is a double answer type of question, because if you are acting and thinking as a gatekeeper of the sound, why are they coming into the Afro sound? Well, they were not in the Amapiano sound. They should stay there. But if you're looking at it from a perspective of like, well, you know what? At the end of the day, music is something that is accessible to each and every one of us. There is no rules and no laws that impede somebody to embrace a sound rather than another, all sounds together, all together. So I believe that the fact that they're bringing their crowd into the sound, the Afro sound, which I think they played the Afro sound, but also with their own twist. It still was
they merged
their own
Afro House and three-step together, and I thought the set was brilliant. Like, I really enjoyed it. And also, you're allowed to change if you want to.
Exactly.
If you had played Afro House your whole life and then you decided you wanted to become a hip hop DJ, you're allowed to change, as long as you know what you're playing and you make it fun for yourself so the audience is also enjoying it, then there shouldn't be a problem. I should also be able to go to a party and play Amapiano, play Afro Tech, play three-step, or if I have a long enough set, I can play it all in the same night,
So, question for you.
Yeah.
What is an ideal set for you? How long must it be?
My longest set I've ever played was 6 hours.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Where was it?
It was at a gallery in the O2.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, it was really fun.
So the promoters actually entrusted you with the
thanks guys.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they did. But ideally I would play for 2 hours.
Okay.
6 hours really hurt after a while.
Yeah, of course.
But ideally I'll play for 2 hours. That'd be good.
Which one is your favorite scene to play at?
Amsterdam's number 1.
For sure.
I'd say Lisbon's number 2.
Okay.
London number 3. London's still good.
Yeah.
But not all the time.
Why not?
I feel like it's just people want the same thing all the time, and music is not limited. If you want to hear the same thing, then you have, you know, the playlist that you create at home, you have the mixes that you listen to often. When you go outside to hear fresh new music, you know?
I agree.
So let the DJ teach you something new, because you don't have every song. I don't have every song. When I went to the Major League show on Saturday, I was Shazamming away because I was trying to find out what is this, but these are new songs that they haven't released, or whoever gave it to them hasn't released yet, but it's great music, you know? Yeah.
But do you think there was much, interestingly enough, very, very good points. I'm listening to a lot of DJs, a lot more than I used to, because I was also, I guess, kind of like in my own zone. And the more I'm listening to some of the DJs that are playing wherever I go, and everybody tends to be playing the same songs. So it's like, yeah, they'll tell you, yeah, I play Afras. Yeah, but the Afras you play is becoming gimmicky because you all play the same songs. I don't have a problem with the commercial side of Afras. Because I think you need that in order to be able to.
Great songs there, you know.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
My only thing is that these are not the only songs that exist. So, in terms of the Amapiano sound, which is a sound that has taken the world over and by a storm, how do you curate your sets so that they are unique to you and sound the way only you can make it sound, even though maybe somebody on the lineup may have played a tune similar to what you're about to play? Do you actually adding to that question, when somebody plays a song you're planning to play, what do you do?
Well, you can't play it anymore.
Okay.
So.
Is it?
Well, yeah, because if the crowd.
Or what if the crowd changes through the night, and that person played at a moment where there was not that many people?
Then it could be different, but then the people that was there in the beginning or the end or whatever will still remember that, you know.
But is it important that you cater to these that were there at the beginning rather than everyone else that ended up being there for you?
No, I feel no.
That's a good question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel like you have to just cater to everybody and go with the flow of the night. So, for example, I wouldn't plan a set because you just don't know what's going to happen.
You don't know, yeah? So you like to freestyle it?
Yeah.
But within your freestyle, you still have a bit of a structure to your madness.
Yes. So I have folders where the songs are fairly old or super old or fairly new or the commercial songs and exclusives, etc. So you will have.
You play a lot of exclusives, or no?
Yeah, I do. I used to play a lot more exclusives when Amapiano was quite fresh. You know?
Right? Yeah. Now it's like.
Yeah, and nobody actually wants to share music anymore either. That's also become a thing. But
stop holding back. Stop holding back. Hook her up. Let her play the music. Let her introduce yourself to the world. Come on now.
It's a thing where people don't want to share music because they want to showcase it, which is fair enough. You are entitled to do that. Or you may be under some, I don't know, contractual things where you can't share your music at the moment. But I just
doubt that though.
I just feel like in order for your sound to spread, you should be feeding DJs. Because I've spoken to some of my colleagues and my friends who have said, guys, there's a drought. Like, I'm only getting music once it's released. And it's like, okay, but if you want people to book you or stream your music or know who you are, it needs to be able to spread somewhere.
Yeah, but isn't it because the reason why, for example, I don't really send promos as much anymore because nobody gives you feedback. So you send stuff out, you don't know if they're going to play it, you don't know if they like it. You don't know nothing about their impression on the actual tracks or the project you sent. Like, I'll give you an example. When I was sending out the promo for my album that came out last year, I barely had any feedback. I sent feedback. Yeah, you did, of course.
I always
you were one of those who always, give me feedback, but that's why you're getting the promos. But it's like then people are like, oh, you never sent promos out. Yeah, but the few times I sent them to you, you never responded. So I guess you're not interested,
Yeah.
So I think there's maybe an aspect of that. And I think also the philosophy around the music and how it's being shared within the industry or the industry people has changed a lot. And you just pointed it out very, very strongly. And I think that, we need to come back to that, maybe not old school, but let's bring it back to sending promos to each other, not just to all the top DJs. Because you know what? The thing is that the top DJs will only play so much music. And sometimes you just need to be able to also humble yourself and send this, because those you look down to, who are like the up and coming DJs, will be the next top DJs tomorrow.
Exactly.
And
yes.
they'll remember that you were, when they were asking you for stuff, you were acting up a little bit.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna pay the price eventually. But now, with that being said, talking about music and production, do you do your own edits, for example? Do you have? I mean, you've released a total of already 3 projects so far.
3 songs, yeah. Not a project yet. No.
Okay. Just songs, then single tracks.
Yes, yeah.
And how has been the feedback on those?
People have actually loved all of the songs that I have dropped. And
very
with every song that I have dropped, they have all been South African producers and singers. Because obviously I can't fly to South Africa every week. I would love to. There will be a time where I can actually, but not right now. So with that, I've built relationships with the people that I made the songs with over time, and I've still got great relationships with them. What am I saying? My brain fog is crazy at the moment.
It's okay.
But what I'm saying is, it's important to touch base with the people that have created the sound. So by crossing the borders or crossing the pond and making sure that the sound is done properly by the people that are from the place where the sound was created, so South Africa. Or if you're into dancehall, you will make sure that you will source a dancehall producer or vocalist, whether they are living in London or Jamaica.
But is it limited to the countries of origin? Because it could be that somebody in Bulgaria loves the sound so much, maybe not South African, but does the sound as good or with their own little twist, but still as good. That's we gotta go there. We gotta go there.
But but you can hear the difference. It's
different bad.
Not for everyone.
So you like the authenticity. You want to go Mzansi.
Yes.
Original.
Yes, exactly. So I feel like, I'd be doing a disservice if I did it any other way.
No, I feel you. I mean, yes and no, though. Because if you were to add your twist to it, you wouldn't do a disservice to it. You would make the sound, the fusion between Caribbean, Jamaica.
So represent. So I would use a South African beat, and then I would use a Caribbean vocalist. So there would be no issues there because I've gone home to both homes of the places.
So authenticity plays a key importance in where and how you play music and how you deliver your work when it comes to the music. Yes,
for me. But now a lot of producers, like you said, are not all from South Africa or not all from Jamaica, and they all make great music. But that was for me when I made my songs. The authenticity needed or needs to be there. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think that authenticity is necessary. But I also believe that it's okay for people from elsewhere to also be inspired and do this thing. Because I think there's a whole thing about cultural appropriation, which I find to be, like, I get it, and I'm the first one to say when people try to appropriate, like, or take ownership of something that it's like, all right, cool, all right. You have the right to make it yours, but just remember that people have paved the way before you.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say always paying homage, but recognizing that, hold on now, don't change history. Embrace it. Make it yours, but don't change history.
Because so many times you've seen it happen, like, for example, with UK genres like Funky House, or Funky House fizzled out and it was here. And it was so strong. It was so dominant in this, in London. And then it left. Deep House, none of the songs that I used to listen to or that used to be released are released the same way anymore. Like, it's not the same. So, authenticity, but also being allowed to explore the genres and create what you can.
Make it yours. One more advice maybe for aspiring young women and men and just young artists trying to embrace the journey of music and DJing. What would you say? Maybe two pearls of advice you might give.
I've just set up a Discord channel, actually. So if anybody would like further advice, you can absolutely follow that, and I'll be on there speaking and answering questions. But 2 parts of advice. Nothing is impossible. The second bit of advice would be, you are unstoppable, actually. You can do anything you want to do. That's it.
She's right. You are unstoppable. The limitations are only here. And also with the people you surround yourself with. Very important. Know who you have with you. And remember, it plays a key role in your longevity. Nicky, thank you so much.
It's okay.
This was Nicky Summers, live and direct from London City.
See you.
We will be posting your socials. I need your Discord.
Yeah.
We'll put that as well in the YouTube so people can go check it out.
Oh, we're going on YouTube. Have fun.
Yes, it's going to be nice. Peace, family. Until the next show.
Bye.